5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Coexistence is impossible.
Okay, a ground rule here before we get started. For this video, we have to assume that Star Trek Discovery is canon, as CBS is trying to do. They have already been renewed for a third season, and perhaps they will continue to try to mend things up and get Discovery as close to canon as possible. Of course, one glaring issue is the treatment of Section 31, which in all previous series was an ultra-secret organization. In DS9, Agent Sloan described a situation where each member of Section 31 basically was operating as an independent contractor. He basically set his own agenda, probably got some occasional orders from Control, but otherwise operated in a manner to protect Federation interests with or without the blessings of Starfleet. In Discovery, definitely, and to a lesser extent in Enterprise, Section 31 has been quite open about their existence. They met with agents out in the open on Earth, and in Discovery they have an agent aboard the USS Discovery that everyone knows about. They have established headquarters, they have a visible and public hierarchy of command that shows itself to the USS Discovery when the ship approaches their base, and as of Episode 9 of Season 2, they are in some sort of cooperation with Starfleet. However, between Discovery and DS9, a matter of roughly 111 years, there is no mention of Section 31. Now, forgetting for a moment the fact that the organization was not thought of by the writers at this time, there's a pretty good explanation that also explains why they changed their tactics between 2258 and 2369. Here is my speculation, and it is strengthened by the events of Season 2, Episode 9 of Discovery. Section 31 has been the bad guy this season. If the timeline is not defended, Section 31 will do something in the future that destroys all life in the galaxy. As of this moment, I have to assume that there is some error in their thinking that I am missing or I'm not aware of. They have to be thinking that what they are doing is in the best interests of the Federation, which is part of their charter. So, assuming of course that the good guys win out and Section 31 is vanquished, the consequences will be dire. All Section 31 bases and locations might be captured, and the leadership might be jailed. Agent Georgiou will dive underground as fast as she can. Agents such as Ash Tyler will be given the choice: join into the ranks of Starfleet, retire, or go to jail. Tyler will accept to remain in Starfleet, and Section 31 goes bye-bye. An organization like Section 31 would never be able to survive in a Federation where Michael Burnham can stand in the center of a large group of people and lecture them about how we are Starfleet. But then, in 2365, the USS Enterprise makes first contact with the Borg, who later engages Starfleet in 2367 at the Battle of Wolf 359. All of this forced Starfleet to adopt tactics that were more realistic, and given the possibility that life on a planetary scale could be wiped out by the Borg or somebody else. In Starfleet, this meant the development of new ship designs, tactics, and attitudes that were better suited to defending member worlds and less of a pacifistic, complacent disposition. It also meant that Section 31 could be reborn. However, the organization learned from its past mistakes. Control wanted the group to be as hard to detect as possible, so Section 31 operates as single-person cells, each individual operating as they can to pursue Federation interests while defending the organization itself if needed. Behind the scenes is a different matter. The idea that Section 31 is ran by Control is established in Discovery Season 2, Episode 9, as is the fact that Control is a computer, the computerized heart of Section 31. Starfleet taking the computer might seem to put a dent into Control's plans, but if you look a bit into beta canon, there is a very scary idea. In this book, it describes Control as having a section of computer code that is written into pretty much anything with a computer chip in it, which pretty quickly became almost everything. Control monitors all of it, directing significant threats to the proper authorities. The book deals with a plot by Julian Bashir to sabotage Section 31, while the organization and Control both have some inkling of his plans and try to stop him. The last paragraph of this book is very interesting. Quote, "None of the androids' efforts had suggested they were even remotely aware of the new, invisible systems running behind the ones that they and everyone else took for granted. Control's new configuration had been running in beta mode for half a decade. Now it was active throughout the Carina arm of the Milky Way and spreading into the galaxy at large, right on schedule. Control abided. The future was secure. This idea that a computer system uses surveillance of people and communications, and in fact everything down to your home toaster, was not a new idea when this book put it forward, and I would speculate that this version of Control is what Star Trek Discovery's version is based upon. From 2011 to 2016, J.J. Abrams and Jonathan Nolan produced a series called Person of Interest. The show's opening sequence gives an interesting situation.
You are being watched. The government has a secret system, a machine. It spies on you every hour of every day. I know because I built it. I designed the machine to detect acts of terror, but it sees everything. Violent crimes involving ordinary people, people like you. Crimes the government considered irrelevant. They wouldn't act, so I decided I would. But I needed a partner, someone with the skills to intervene. Hunted by the authorities, we work in secret. You'll never find us. But victim or perpetrator, if your number's up, we'll find you.
The show's producers were asked about the realism of the show. They replied that the show was designed to be as realistic as possible, but that the capabilities of the machine were about 3 to 5 upgrades behind what they think what the government actually has. The surveillance state, possibly including elements of this system, were used in the 2008 inauguration of Barack Obama as President of the United States. We can also think about the capabilities of the NSA, which has a data collection center in Utah acting as a storage center for all of the information that the system is collecting. So once again, Star Trek is reflecting elements of reality.